Nah, I'm okay. Okay, hi guys. Welcome to the stream that we were supposed to have on Monday, but South Africa decided to pull a leaf out of Ukraine's book and we didn't have power. So now I have power, Halina has power, and Viper has power. So welcome, Halinochkaiki.
Yeah. Hello.
My love.
It's on YouTube.
Focus.
You still have to speak with YouTube woman or which is delightful. Seconds.
Speak to me, not to YouTube.
Okay. Hello, dear friends.
And Viper.
It's not like we have power. It just we create a system to get it.
Yeah. And Viper, say hi to the people.
Hello, people. Hope you all are well. And good to have a chat and speak to you guys.
Guys, just let me know in the chat if everyone's audio is fine. Please. So, just waiting to see what the feedback is on audio. Okay,
fine.
Dobre. Audio is super. So, as you guys saw, I think, unless you didn't watch our video, we got Viper and his guys a vehicle. Yay! Hey, Shenya is also in chat. Viper, before you invite him, he has a link. He has an invitation link. He will join if he's able to. Okay.
Brother, please join. Please. Please.
Too much woman's energy in this chat.
Yeah, I need some testosterone, please.
Support. Oh, brothers.
So, as you guys saw, if you haven't, it's on our YouTube, it's on our Twitter, and it's on our Instagram and our Facebook. We got Viper's guys a vehicle. Okay. But then Viper phoned us the next day and was like, "Can I have another vehicle?" So Viper, please can you explain why you're such a greedy person?
We need vehicles to drive in Odessa and you go for
and in Kiev and Lviv.
Kiev and Lviv. Preferably they must have a NAFO sticker on them, please. Then you're very cool. So
we're not taking shots at NAFO here. Let's just
no. Guys, I'm joking. They've helped our unit as well. Unfortunately, if we've requested, I've got a relationship with the guys from NAFO. But if we request anything now, it's going to be 4 months waiting time. And the problem is, for those who can't search via AI where 42nd is, we are in Prokrov's area. So I can tell you because it's public knowledge, you can actually go and look on the internet. Which, I don't think that it needs an introduction where we're fighting. It's a very difficult area. It's very strong on our machines, but it's not only strong on our machines, it's also very strong on our people. So, the reason why we need another vehicle is so that we've got a backup vehicle because at this stage it's problematic for us because if that vehicle that you guys donated, if that is broken or we've got any problems with it mechanically, which will happen, especially in winter when it's cold and so stuff break when it's cold. If anybody didn't know. Sorry.
Today's
Today's Viper needs to see his wife. Yeah.
Viper needs a vehicle so he can go visit Halina.
It's fine. I'm fine with vehicles. I don't need.
No, you are
Um,
not fine with vehicles. We are literally having this stream to fundraise for vehicles. You are not
yeah, I
fine.
mean for frontline vehicles. I mean I'm fine for a vehicle going to visit my wife. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Um, or my
Uh,
wife coming to visit me. So yeah, hopefully
yeah.
soon she'll have license and then she can drive. Yeah, she keeps me on
Watch
my knees.
out, road
I
of
can
Ukraine.
drive, but I don't have
She
license.
can drive. No, no. Okay, let's restate that. We've been diligently over the last 7, 8 months training my wife how to drive properly, like a South
This
African.
girl can drive in Kiev traffic. I just want to tell you guys that, okay? I know Tanae and Andreas are in chat. You guys have seen Kiev peak hour traffic. This woman can drive in Kiev peak hour traffic.
Yeah. So she can drive. I'm not worried about driving, but she needs to get the paperwork. So that's what we've been
No,
working on.
he's not worried when he's not sitting in the car. But when he's sitting in the car,
What do you mean? I'm the most relaxed teacher there is. But Lavi, can I tell them the incident, please? Can I?
I also want to hear the incident. What's the incident?
So we were driving somewhere and we are not the main lane, which means that we must wait for the vehicle that's
Yeah.
approaching us. And I had a laugh because it was like, Helene, Helena. And she's like, why are you shouting at me? I said, stop. And she stops. And she's like very offended and like very, very offended. And needless to say, about 2 days later, she actually looked at the traffic rules and understood why I was so very upset.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we're teaching still, but it's good. She's a good driver.
Siafunda.
Yeah,
Siafunda. We are learning.
we are learning.
because when Habushka said, my husband, can I say about accident? I'm like, which one, this or that?
No, he said
Yeah, yeah.
incident, not accident.
Not
It's
accident.
different.
No,
Not
you
accident.
didn't have accident, love.
Yeah, but we have what?
Oh, you were incident.
Yeah, we have a lot of incident.
Yeah, that's why the thing. Halina was like, yes, but which one? Which one did you think he was going to talk about, Halinochka?
When I jumped in field road, I pressed not brake but gas. And it was like trampoline jumping on the road where another cars were moving. I just jumped in the road.
That has happened to me as well. That has happened to me as well.
And one day, gearbox stick been in my hand.
Yeah?
I was driving, but
She literally pulled out for Project Constantine video, by the way.
yes,
Oh,
She
was it
literally
that?
broke.
Oh,
gearbox stick, yeah. So it's not like
Gearbox
easy.
lever.
I do not remember us paying to fix that gearbox, Halina.
No.
No, husband did.
Yeah.
Oh, husband paid for it.
This
Okay,
is
good to
my
know.
mistake. Thanks.
Hey, Johnny
that-
Middelgaard, Andreas Lach, Tony.
Johnny, thank you for the super chat. Halina, is that the one where you were where we delivered the vehicle and it was like driving and you stopped and
Yes, I tried to go.
Yeah, I had to repair the gearbox after that video, by the way.
What is
my word, this is the
We had to
content
repair the
everyone signed up
gearbox.
for.
Yes.
We had to repair the gearbox.
Guys, I want to thank you for not telling me that back then because I would have lost my cool. So thank you for only telling me that now.
Yeah, our family mechanic, he's very happy to have.
Oh, but he's just like these guys keep me in business.
Yeah, we keep a couple of, we support a couple of families in Ukraine.
Oh
It's
my
because
goodness.
I am a person who doesn't have fear, so
That is true. But Halina is fearless, guys. She is fearless.
I
And
must be like that. Okay.
Yeah, he's like, I wish she had some fear because this woman's crazy.
No, not really. Husband is the same.
Husband is the same. That is true. You guys are both fearless, and yeah. Sorry, it's really hot here in South Africa. I hate it.
Yeah, thank you for rubbing it in. It's really cold here in Ukraine.
Hey, at least, at least it is cold, so this time you're not sweating in your mask.
Yeah, true. I
Oh,
must say.
guys, by the way, just before we started the stream and Viper put his little whatever the hell you call it on, Helena was like, "Where's
Balaclava.
my alien?"
And now
So we have
Balaclava.
my husband not
balaclava.
just looks like alien, but sounds also.
No, I'm a bit sick and under the weather, but yeah.
Yeah, and
Um,
Coca-Cola.
okay, so Vibes, Tanae wants to know, could Car for Ukraine help you? So Tanae, that is a conversation that Rick and I had, and um, then we spoke to Viper, and Viper, you want to take it from there?
So the problem that we sit with is the cars that normally gets bought by either NAFO or Cars for Ukraine or all of that. It's vehicles that's on auction. So the problem that we sit with is that if you take the amount of money that is donated towards those vehicles are bought on auction. So there's no prior service history, no mechanical data, no nothing on those vehicles. So what we've seen in the past is that vehicles like that, sometimes you get a good vehicle, but sometimes you don't get a good vehicle. And remember that not one of those organizations actually continues to support that vehicle. So if they buy, for instance, a vehicle that's been abused and the motor blows up, like we had, you literally need to replace that vehicle, and that comes from either donations or from our salary. So
Yeah.
that's always the problem.
Yeah. So Johnny, that's like the same kind of applies for NAFO as well. I think the other thing that happens with the vehicles we provide with BK is either we work with a guy we work with in the UK, and with that it's a thing where like we also buy on auction, but before the vehicle goes on auction, we send the link to either Viper or Major in 67th, and we say, "Hey, this vehicle is going on auction. Here you can see what the defects are and what they aren't. Tell us if this is something you want." And they will tell us, "Look, we don't trust this make or model. We've had bad experiences with this year. It's too rusty from what they can see." So the guys can actually have a choice in saying, yes, this is what we want or what we don't want. Alternatively, we've asked Viper, okay, find us a vehicle in Ukraine, and then we will take care of payment. But then once again, it's the thing like we know exactly, okay, this is exactly a vehicle that Viper and his guys picked out. So they looked at the technical specifications and they're like,
No,
yes,
we
this is
literally
something we're
take my
willing.
mechanic. My head mechanic goes with me to go and choose a vehicle. That's how it works. So it might not be the
Um,
beauty outside with all the nice jet planes and nicely sprayed, but we can sort that out.
yeah,
But I can tell you now, from a mechanical point of view, it's solid and it works.
yeah, because that is a big thing. If you guys understood how much money goes into maintenance of vehicles, it is crazy. We recently paid just to get was one of the vehicles, and we offered to pay for the engine, but the entire vehicle had to be rebuilt, guys. But we just paid for the engine, and I was like, crap. And Viper was like, yeah, Anna, that's just the engine. I'm funding the rest. You guys just paid for the engine. So that is a problem, and it's something that is I don't
So
think there's an easy way
to
to
put it in
resolve it.
perspective, I can tell you quickly. We have one vehicle that was donated. I could have bought 4 more vehicles just in the repairs of that one vehicle. And you know which one I talk. I was actually at a point when the Russians blew it up. I was happy about it, to be honest, because whenever I saw that car, I just see money flowing out of my account trying to get this vehicle sorted.
Yeah, Keith. So our guy we have in the UK, he is
Now that's the
actually.
problem. That word, sorry, Keith, that you're talking about, cheap. Because if you buy something cheap, it's normally something which somebody else don't want. There's a reason why they don't want that vehicle. Sorry,
Hey, hey,
guys, it's
hey.
just from
Okay,
my
continue,
experience.
continue.
My experience. I can only speak about my experience. Can't speak about out of a lot of donated vehicles. You know what's the sad part? It's always the good ones that the Russians blow up. I don't understand why. The shit vehicles they don't want to touch, but the good ones is always the ones we lose. We had a Hilux, which was an amazing vehicle, which got
Mm-hmm.
blown up. We had an L200 late, a newer model, which is an amazing vehicle that got blown up. And yes, these was vehicles donated by NAFO, both of them. But I don't know, like NAFO vehicles, we like have a thing. NAFO vehicles are the thing they look too good because the Russians love blowing them up. Um, and then we sit with like all the donations, like Cars for Ukraine, NAFO. There is Defenders of Kiev. There's a lot of them that does cars,
There's
a lot.
Exxon as well. Yeah.
I think like the Russians like certain brands to blow it up. I'm honestly think if they see it's a NAFO car, it's like, ha ha ha, I'm going for the NAFO car. But just out of my own personal experience, and again, 2 years, more than 2 years on the lines, I can tell you that the problematic vehicles, there's certain vehicle makes, certain vehicle years that's got suspension problems. There's certain vehicles that we buy that has got gearbox issues. There's certain vehicles that we buy. Each vehicle is, when you put a vehicle under stress, and I mean, we've had a lot of vehicles, you will learn what vehicles are problematic, what vehicles are not. And it's by saying that the cheap ones. No, it's not like I'm saying, yeah, we only want to drive the latest Hilux or the latest L200. You guys know, I mean,
He does.
no,
He does.
no, I don't.
He.
So at the end of the day, it's just talking about a later model, a newer model car, has got
Mhm.
less kilometers, has been looked after, hopefully better. But we also look at things like service history. If there was a maintenance check, there's a lot there's a lot of details, and it's easy to say, "Oh, donate a vehicle. Okay, we need to raise $6,000. No problem, we can raise $6,000, but at the end of the day, that vehicle is going to cost us another $6,000, like we've seen with one of the vehicles recently.
Mhm.
We literally drove it to the front line. It hasn't been deployed yet for one mission, and the whole gearbox needed to be redone and overhauled. So buying cheap is not always the answer, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think um, the extra maintenance that goes into these vehicles and that cost gets passed on to you guys.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult thing. I mean, I don't know how many people in chat here have. Okay, well, I look at chat and I see it's mostly rollers. So you guys know how often Rick fundraises for repairs of vehicles. Okay, so I have a few more Ukrainians on Instagram, and if you look at the stories, it is constantly fundraisers for vehicle repairs, monobank jars for vehicles repairs. Like Halina posts, she doesn't even post PK fundraisers on her Instagram stories. She's like, no, bugger that. That's Yana's job. She shares her friends, whose husbands are fighting. She shares their vehicle repairs. Halina, I see you. I am calling you out on this.
Yeah.
But guys, the cost of the vehicle repair cost is so it's crazy. On top of everything. So we are, thank you for putting that link there, Keith. So we are
Sorry, Titani. Ladas. Yeah, it's funny. Let's not start. It's not the Ladas, it's the Bobiks and the Buchankas.
This
But I
Um,
can tell you a story.
yeah, it is.
so I do just want to say, guys, we are fundraising for another vehicle for the 42nd. We're looking at 15,000 USD.
Which is
Um,
exactly what you would fundraise for any other organization. Actually, they are more expensive. Am I right?
mhm. Yeah.
But we've got the vehicle won't be that much, but it gives us the leeway and capability to change suspension to a decent suspension. Decent suspension, you're looking at about $1,500 for decent shocks,
Hmm. Hmm.
springs, all of that. And we look at actually servicing the vehicle, yeah, with my guys, so that I can
Hmm.
give them the parts and I know that they are servicing it. And then also then countermeasures and things like that that we need to get done on the vehicle. It doesn't include a rep system.
Yeah, so that goes on top of the 15,000, but we decided we'll bug you guys for a rep system after we've got the vehicle.
Yeah, we need to
um,
just go through the vehicle first and obviously
yeah.
redo most of the stuff.
Um, Vibes, I want to ask you a question,
Hmm.
right? Because the previous vehicles we provided you did not have, and I'm gonna, you know me, I always get in a little jab, but they did not have a cope cage around them, right?
Yeah.
Um, but this recent one we got you, you guys installed a cage, an
Yeah.
anti-drone cage, on top of having like an additionally, also thanks for the one gifted today. Um, you got the cage, but you already had a rep system. So I know obviously FPVs don't work.
So there's two different types of FPV. There is which a rep system can eliminate, which
Mhm.
is non-optical via radio frequency. And then you sit with optical. Optical is a nightmare. We've lost three vehicles actually in the last 2 months, purely on optical.
Mm.
So we need to do like countermeasures. So for us, doing that turtle cage, like you call it, or coop cage.
Cope cage.
Uh, yeah, it looks like a chicken coop. I understand. The reason why we do that is for drones normally get stuck. Okay, and if they activate the drone, because how it works with any drone is they've got a remote activation button. It's at least 1.5 meters away from our guys. That gives our guys one the amount of shrapnel and stuff that comes. It helps with that, but also sometimes that drone gets stuck in that netting
Mm.
and it cannot penetrate the outer shell of the vehicle because if you have any idea of explosive, which most people obviously don't, you can take a 1 kilogram Syntex brick, yeah, and you can put it on top and detonate it. Yeah, it will make a huge shockwave, but the amount of damage it will create is not that much. But take that same 1 kilogram brick of Syntex and put it 1.5 meter underground and then detonate it. It's catastrophic. So if that FPV penetrates the outer skin or the inner skin of the vehicle, its vitality is higher, way higher, because you can imagine it penetrates and it explodes. So if all the combustion, all the compression stays within the vehicle.
Okay, that's interesting. Um, Matt Wood says, have you thought about contacting directly the car manufacturers? Japan supports Ukraine, and they must have loads of cars in storage. That is a good idea. The thing that we're dealing with is that's a hell of
You
a
need to
logistic
import
leap
it.
to do. It will need to be imported. Um, and that is a side of logistics that we do not have the capacity for.
It's the same. If I can manage to buy a Land Cruiser in South Africa quite
Mm.
cheap. It's not a very expensive vehicle in South Africa because there's a 500 million of them. But I can tell you now, and that's a vehicle that I know that is extremely strong, extremely durable. But we'll have to import it from South Africa to Ukraine. So just looking at the logistics and what it's going to cost and the time that it's going to take, I mean, it's just not worth it.
I think you bring up an important thing is the time element of these things. And with this vehicle we got you, it took us about 2 months to fundraise for it. 2, almost 3 months. And it was a difficult time. So can you explain to people, I mean, I know in the video that in the thank you video that you sent us, you said, okay, without a vehicle, the guys can't rotate. They're on position for 2 months. So can you explain a bit about the fact that, like, elaborate on that? And even though now you have one vehicle, but it's one vehicle, is it for the company or is it for the battalion? And
It's
what is
one
the effect?
vehicle. Okay, so there's 3 companies. Okay, so there's 3 companies in our battalion. Actually, 4 companies. 4 companies in one battalion. We've got a UAV company, and we've got 2 infantry and 1 engineering company. So for a vehicle, you can imagine currently one company is about 130 people.
Sure.
So imagine the amount of rotations, and it's not like we've got one position. So, okay, guys, in 2 weeks' time we can drive and deliver. Also, that vehicle is not only used for that. The vehicle is also used for delivering the supplies to the most frontal drone position, where our drone distribution is from. Our logistics, like our logistics bunker, you can call it that, without getting too much information. But from there, they distribute and load up the vampires to drop supplies to the guys. So that's also something that vehicle is getting used for. I mean, that vehicle is used a lot. And with any vehicle, like if we need to, like in probably the next 3 to 4 weeks, that vehicle needs to go for service because we put a lot of kilometers on it under high stress conditions. So then it's again a scenario. Okay, where do we do what? So again, it's always, you always try to at least have for every one vehicle, maybe one which is not that's combat ready, but is not combat operational, and maybe like one, so like 3 vehicles. One that's running frontline, but is not used for frontline. That would normally be used, supply runs, logistics, things like that. And then you would have another vehicle which is used for troop movements, training, driving to training, because we don't train in civilian areas. We train quite close to the front line. Helena will know because she's been with me at our training. It's actually not that far from the line. So, yeah.
And then I want to know, it was a comment when we posted the thank you video. Someone asked, with the cage that you have on, do the guys have enough time to get out if there's an emergency, or is it better for them to stay in the vehicle if there's like an FPV attack?
You will never stay in a vehicle.
Okay, but there's
It's a
enough
death
time
trap.
in that case for them to get out.
Yeah. So what will happen is they will immobilize the vehicle with a drone strike. But I can guarantee you, depending on the distance, but normally you are in artillery range. After that, it won't be 20 minutes and artillery will start hitting the vehicle.
Yeah. I think one of the things that, and I think Zhenya spoke about it a while ago, where some of his guys were traveling and they just pulled off to the side of the road just to have a quick loo break, and they were hit with FPV. So the entire front line, and I think that's a big thing, is people still often think it's the same situation as it was in 22 and 23. Guys, the Viper and his guys have eyes on the Russians almost all the time. And the same, and as much as people want to say Russians are dumb, Russians are useless, they are useless, I mean, I'm not talking about them as people. I'm talking about their fighting tactics. It's we like to think that they are useless, they are incapable and everything. They do have the technology. So as much as we know, we, Ukraine, our guys like Viper, know where they are, the Russians also know. And that's a very big thing, is the fact that you are constantly under surveillance, and everything is impacted by that. So rotation gets impacted by that. Whether you are able to evacuate someone who is injured or able to retrieve a body is impacted by that. So you guys, and Viper, maybe you can elaborate on that, on how something like retrieving a 300 or a 200, how has the development of drones impacted that? And is there anything that you're able to share with us that's not too obseqy, but something you can share about, like, I mean, maybe an outdated
It's
plan,
not
an
obsec.
outdated adaptation that you had to make?
It's extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous to move any 200, because they will be under constant surveillance for a very long time. But we do exactly the same thing. I mean, if there's any 200 for them, but we know that they don't come fetch their brothers, but yeah, we keep surveillance on it, because if there's somebody that comes to help, then we'll eliminate them as well. So for us, it's the same. They use the same tactic than we do. So 200s are extremely difficult to get out of operational areas. But then you sit with 300s, and 300s is also now difficult, because where we used to say, oh, okay, you can wait 2 hours or 3 hours, and there will be a vehicle coming in to take you out. That's not the case anymore, because if it's a clear day with clear skies, we have to make a decision. Are we going to take you out now, or are we going to wait until tonight, or are we going to wait until the weather change? Or that's reality for us. And if we do have, Andreas, we do utilize ground bots. Sorry.
Can I just, Halina, you are adorable. GG means good game. It's where it comes from, but it also means like good job. So Halina in chat is like, GG, does that mean good girl? Yes, Halina, you are a good girl. You are the best, the absolute best
You were
girl.
talking very serious stuff there.
But then you're like, does it mean good girl? I'm like, I cannot. Also, for those of you who don't know, 200 is code for deceased, 300 is code for injured. So we just shorten it to 200 and 300. But yeah, so it's difficult. Which one of you has air alert?
It's my
Halinochka has air alert. I just checked.
No,
It's Odessa.
both of us, you just don't hear mine.
Doesn't count. You are in the air alert permanent zone.
Not luckily. It's not. We've had it permanently for a couple of days, but we do get rest from time to time.
That's good.
I think Kalinotska and them had a very difficult day today. It was a very long day. They were just...
Yeah, drones were just coming from the sky during all the day, just falling from hitting somewhere in Odessa, just like randomly, all the day, from 7 o'clock to 3 p.m.
Yeah. Viper, so Andreas asks about the ground drones. I know we've spoken about it in the past, but can you...
Yeah.
Zhenya! There we go.
Yay!
Zhenya, witayu!
Hello!
Hey!
Dobre wieczór, jak sprawa?
Dus jak sprawy, nie jak sprawa, nie.
praise God, and hello to all people in this chat, all who support Project Constantine. I do support Project Constantine,
Thank
and
you.
I do support. Sorry if I have it here. I don't. Sorry, I don't have it with me. And I do support Mamba.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will still. I'm. Thank you for that privilege to be here with you. And I will still a minute. Hey guys, all at first the team of Mamba, team of Galina and Yana. Please support those teams. This is the teams who are changing lives, saving lives, and standing for the right thing. First, the second thing, all the people in here, all people, big heart for you because the thing you do by supporting, uh, this is a life which you like was it to live. When during the war you're standing for the right, you're standing for protecting people, you're standing against evil, you're standing against aggression, you're standing against occupation, and all who donates, all who support, all who speaks the word for the truth. Uh, you incredible people, you writing a history. At first, like for yourself, for your kids, for your neighbors, for your family, like by standing for the right. So thank you from all the people like in Ukraine, for all people who don't want and don't agree with aggression, don't agree with murdering civilians. So everyone, thank you from my personal name, from the name of my kids, my family, from the name of kids in Kherson and in Nikolaev, in Ternopil, in other places. Thank you very much. And so please support those teams, support the projects, and let God bless everyone who donates and stands for the right thing. Thank you very much. So one more time, my personal respect, and here I'm talking with from the name of my wife for sure. To Yana and Galina and your team and Viper's team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We send love to your wife.
Yeah.
I will. And I have a question to Viper.
I'm listening.
Yes.
Okay. Um, how fair is to 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 make this statement? This is a people's war.
100% fair, because if it wasn't for people, we would have stopped fighting a very long time ago. I mean, if it wasn't for private donations, yeah, it would have been very difficult as well. Way more difficult than it is. And it's donations like that, a new car, which for somebody doesn't mean much, but for the guys, it's a vehicle that can take them safely. It's their life depend on it. It's imagine yourself driving in the middle of, I would say, Route 66 or Route 60 if you're now an American, and you in the middle of one horn town and one cowboy boot town, and your car breaks down and you don't have cell phone signal, because we don't have cell phone signal. We can't phone AA and say, hey guys, come please fetch our guys. No, we need to start running for our lives. That's the reality for us. So imagine that you are there and you still need to start outrunning artillery that's flying all over you, and there's a drone chasing you. That's our reality, guys. So this donation doesn't mean small things to the guys that utilize this vehicle. It means the difference between life and death. That's what it does. Reality.
One more question to you. May I? Yana Galina, may I? One more question.
Yeah, Dot, go ahead.
Uh, the question is like that: is it a right statement that people in Ukraine, the soldiers in Ukraine, not fighting for Zelensky, but they are fighting for the future?
Yeah, we're not fighting for politics, guys. We don't even get involved in politics. It's a null and voided for us because what Trump has stated in the last 24 hours, my guys don't even know on the front line. All they know is what's in front of them and what they need to fight and what they need to eliminate. So we don't get involved in politics. What Zelensky's statement is addressed to the nation, it's not important to us. It doesn't mean nothing. As long as we've got ammunition, we've made a vow that we will fight and revenge our brothers and sisters that's fallen. And as long as we can breathe, as long as we are here, we will do that. And again, it's not it's fighting for me and Elena's daughter. That's what who we fight for. Fighting for Zenya's kids. Because we do not want these guys, these children that's innocent, that didn't choose this life, to be under Russian occupation. And I can speak about this because I am married to a Ukrainian. I know what the Soviet Union did to my wife. It's stuff that we have to deal with, and with God's grace, we handle and we work on. But that is reality, guys. And why do we want another generation to go through those nonsense? I mean, kids starve to death. You guys forget what the Russians did to Ukrainians very easily. They starved them. Millions died because of the Russians. They tried to indoctrinate them. You need to stand for freedom for this country. They are independent. They are not Russian. They don't look like Russians. They don't speak like Russians. They are a free country, and we need to fight for that.
Yeah.
And last one question before I run out to three of you. To three of you. There is a statement that there is no small donations. And here's a question to three of you. Maybe you remember some story where something small donation kind of help you experienced, you got, touched your heart, changed situation completely. Please share it.
So for me, I know, so I'm the one in charge of donor relationships and contacting donors and maintaining, like being like, hey, thanks for your donation, right? And something I often see is people telling us, like in the chat, or they'll message me and they'll say, hey, I donated. I'm sorry, it is so little. I am on social, like they are on social welfare, but they decided to take the little bit of money they have and the little bit of extra of that money they have and donate it to Ukraine. We have people who are pensioners who donate £100 a month. So for me, that is something where I look at, and I know this person. We have other people, they donate £3 a month, and it's an automatic, like a scheduled payment that goes off. And some of these people are like, I can commit to giving you £3 a month. I'm sorry, it is not more. And I'm like, no, that is £3 that I can rely on. That is £3 that I know we have in our bank account. And all of that adds up. Helena, I think you can talk a bit more about that as well, about the small purchases that we have made. I mean, guys, small things that we buy. And Jenna, you can talk about, you know about it as well, like the small, not fancy donations. Okay, things like antennas, things like even the medical backpacks that we got for the 42nd, or the IFACs we got. Those are, it's not as glamorous as a car. It's not like you can put your name on it and then be like, here's my fella or my name on it. But they save lives, and it's those people that make a difference to me. And maybe my upbringing plays into it a bit. But I think of the story in the Bible where the woman spends her last bit of money and she donates that. And I do not want to say donating to Project Constantine or donating to Ukraine is the same as paying tithes. Okay, I want to make that clear. Okay, I'm not comparing the two, but I remember there are people were like making fun, saying, "Yeah, like she donated so little," and Jesus was like, "No, she donated everything." So for me, I look at it and I know with a lot of donors, I know their financial situation. So then when I see that they're donating, I'm like, sometimes, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes I start crying when I'm like, oh my word, I know this person is struggling, but they helped Ukraine with us. So yeah. Halya, Viper, I don't know if you guys want to add on to that.
Yeah, I can share my first donation to the SEU. It was in PK to PK, but I asked another our participant of small community PK we have in WhatsApp, our community which lives during 3 years. They started with Tanya and Pete movement to Ukraine, not being in the zoo, but just to be volunteers bringing aid and evacuating people from Bakhmut from that times. So when I came to PK, I asked this community, please let's buy body cams, 2 body cams. And it's how social media of PK started. And these people are a small community put together, like, as we say, small things which are very huge, and they have, yeah, everything
I
what we
can tell
could
you
show to
guys.
people became real in $200 which we raised, like, and it was difficult to raise. It's now we can raise for car in 2-3 weeks. Then it was impossible. First generator was like very difficult to buy. First night vision, we started raise money, we didn't end. Tanya just bought by her salary. So it's like it was impossible to raise, but because of quantity of people whom we have now, it became possible to raise for cars.
For us, I can tell you now, we've did a donation was done for a gas heater, like a gas geyser, and a gas bottle, and like a pressure pump. And my guys could actually, in the first time in 4 months, have a hot shower. Um, and I
Wow.
can tell you guys, you don't understand what that means to somebody that's coming from a front line, very cold. Everything is cold in your bones, your everything. You've just plastered through 2 meters of mud. You are dirty. You're just tired, and you can literally go and stand underneath a shower and have a hot shower. It revitalizes you. It revitalizes your spirit. It revitalizes everything in you. So yeah, and that was a small donation. It's not glamorous. It's not, oh look, we've got a shower. It's just a basic need, but it was such an amazing thing. I mean, the guys even fought who goes first for shower, so it was by seniority.
Yeah. That was a good
Thank you, guys.
question. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
amazing.
And it's a
Thank you
good
so much.
time before I leave. Please, there is a links in the chat, donor box, PayPal. Please donate. Last time I was so happy. Last time I jumped in here, and I wasn't live, but I was so happy I can donate. And I remember before sleep, I said, okay, I'm donated to PK. I'm happy to sleep now. Now
And I
Wednesday
was
sleep.
upset. I'm like, no, Zhenya, you are not allowed to donate. I was like,
No,
no.
no, I want. This is because uh, it's a principle when you like see when you know this is just the best place to donate. You just you need to use this like opportunity and the possibility. So guys, thank you.
Thank you.
All in the chat, people, you're the best. all who will see that, please donate, and you're the best. And team Yana Galina, respect. Viper, to your guys, your team, big respect and thanks.
Дякую,
Love,
Женя.
love.
Дякую ви. Дякую.
Bye, Женя.
Be blessed, brother.
Amen, bro. Bye.
Bye. Jenya's awesome. I'm just gonna say it.
Is there, sorry, if there's any guys that wants to ask questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. Yeah. What I
Yeah.
can answer, I can help and answer, but obviously if there's some operational security stuff I can't answer. Maybe some of the ridiculous news. I'm not. Oh, there's 42nd.
Yes. So at first he wanted to post the brigade patch, and I was like, no, let me send you the battalion patch.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So guys, that is Viper's battalion patch. Well, the emblem of their battalion.
Oh, battalion
you
patch.
can now see in chat.
Amazing.
Thank you, Andreas, for organizing that.
Yes,
and
that
Keith,
one.
I know you contributed to that as well. Thank you so much, guys. But
and I have request.
Sorry, yes, go ahead.
Request for team, if you're doing this so easy, please we have to be prepared, because 67 soon also will come to our guests. They want, they ask when. We have English speaking youngsters who are fighting very hard and want to speak on your streams. So we need patches like 67 also.
I'll send patches. I'll send the logos through to Andreas. Vibes, Macwood wants to know if you are part of the International Legion.
I was part of the Legion, but I am currently not. I am currently with the 42nd Brigade. We are the motorized infantry battalion of the 42nd Brigade, and the 42nd Brigade was started in Ternopil Oblast. And it's ZSU, it's part of the 11th and 4th Corps of the Ground Forces of Ukraine. So, to put it in perspective. So you will get Ground Forces of Ukraine, which is subdivided in corpus. And then from the corpus, it's subdivided into brigades, from brigades into battalions. We used to be a separate attack battalion, but in August of this year, we became part of the line brigade as a line battalion. And that's why we are changed from 422 to motorized infantry battalion of the 42nd.
I just want to say
I am still involved a lot in the Legion, by the way.
Okay. I'm not sure if Michelle Audrey is watching us here or on Twitter, but she sent us £50. So thank you for that. And so guys, it was Halina, it is from the post that I tweeted about what Jenya told me. I'll tell chat about it just now. And she says, for Jenya's friend for a laptop, that was a very cute post, how he was scared to ask Yana, but fought orcs daily. So I'll show that to you guys. And then Cheryl, thank you so much for the £10. And then also Tanae, thank you so much for the $10. So guys, I'm gonna get you the the tweet I'm referring to. Let me get this. 1 second, sorry. I had a phone call with Zhenya, and he told me one of his, let me just pull up my Twitter. It's going to be easier. So I had a phone call with Zhenya, and one of his friends who used to be in 77th but is now in 3rd Assault told Zhenya, he's like, do you think I can ask Project Constantine for help. They helped my friends in the 77th so quickly with the laptop. And Jenna was like, "You're an adult man. I have sent you Jana's number. Contact her and ask." And the guy is like, "So it is okay? I can ask?" And Jenna tells him, "You kill orcs daily without asking their permission, but you need my permission to contact a girl."
But you're
And
South
the guy,
African.
and then no, and then the guy was like, "Yes, but Jenya, they are orcs. They are not people. This is a person we respect." So,
Yeah.
and it's in response to that she donated £50. Viper, you touched on something when Zhenya was here. And it was, of course, a thing about, are you fighting for Zelensky or are you fighting for Ukraine? And you answered it really well with, you're fighting for the innocent civilians and so on. I have my own opinions on how I feel about people who get excited every single time Trump or Zelensky or whichever world leader makes a statement, and you have doom prophets. Is that even a thing in English? I know we have doomprofete in Afrikaans. I don't know if you have a doom prophet.
Doomsday prophets.
Doomsday prophets, yeah. So, you have people who tweet about that and who make videos about that and who comment on that. And eventually that goes through the narrative, and it ends up dictating the narrative. And I was speaking to my friend Olya, who you guys know, she's been on the stream before, and we were talking about how we were talking about it, I think yesterday, where we were saying how we're so annoyed that Russia bombed Chernobyl, killed 26 people, 3 of them are children, 73 people are injured. But the thing that is Viper? Dominating
dominating,
news.
overwhelming.
The thing that is dominating the news is Trump's 28-point peace plan. Okay? And it is, and I agree with you, Nikki, on that one. I'll believe it when I see it. There are too many promises. But the other thing is, these promises and these security guarantees are not worth the paper they are written on. You can't even wipe your ass with it. That's how crap it is. So I think there needs to be a shift. First of all, there needs to be a shift, because Russia's not going to change. And I Viper, I told you last night, I think there's only one entity that is capable of negotiating with Russia, and that is the armed forces of Ukraine. No politician, no think tank, no Russian opposition, nobody is able to stop this. It is you and your guys who are able to stop this. So from your point of view, right, when you get approached by people or you hear people who say things like, it is peace plan 2.500, whatever, at this point, does it even have an effect on you? Are you like, oh yeah, it's another one of those? Were there hope? Did you have hope at one point that it would be resolved diplomatically, or have you always just been kind of like, this is us?
The thing is, I honestly think you need to first ask yourself, what does peace look like? What is the answer to that? It's very easy to say that peace looks like what? What is peace? What will be peace for Ukraine? Peace for Ukraine would be having a nuclear arsenal. Peace for Ukraine would be having a stronger military than Russia. Peace for Ukraine would get all the land that was lost back. And peace for Ukraine would be no capitulation whatsoever. Because if we talk about capitulation, like Cheryl was saying, Capitulation. Capitulation. If we speak about that, yeah, how do I justify my brothers and sisters that paid with their life? How do I justify it to myself? By giving something away for free that they fought to die for. How would that be? How would I sleep at night? How would Helena sleep at night, who's lost many people? How would each and every Ukrainian sleep at? Is that peace? Do you think so? That's not peace. Peace would be obliterating Russia. Let them fall apart, like the Soviet Union fell apart. Elena, did you guys had some sleep and rest when the USSR was disbanded in 1991, 1992? And all the weapon systems and the whole army fell apart. Then you guys had rest. You could develop. You could go ahead and be great as a country, yeah?
What? Sorry.
What? What do you want, Lovey?
I was 5.
Yeah, she
okay.
was 5. How was
So
it?
you need, my love, you are the smartest Ukrainian I know. You
Yes,
remember
but
how you were born. So I'm joking. But guys, speak to those people. Yeah, I can still remember. I wasn't 5. I was 7. So I had brains a little bit more then. 7 or 8. Actually 8, I think. Yeah, 8. So I can remember what it meant to the Ukrainian people, seeing on television how great and how happy they are, and how relieved they are. So again, if we capitulate, will that be peace for the Ukrainian people? No, I don't think so. So the only way that we can defeat Russia is by totally disbanding them, totally neutralizing their hold that they've got. And I think the world needs that. It's not just us. It's not just Ukraine. So yeah. And then again, talking about anything America, Europe. When I can hold that American gun in my hand, I say thank you. That's the only way that I say thank you. Other than that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter shit. Because it's just talking.
Yeah.
There was a question. Is there
Adam,
a serious
I
problem?
sorry, I just want to say, Adam, I hear you, but we can say the same thing about like why. So for those of you who aren't on YouTube, Adam asked, why isn't Trump holding up his end of the bargain when America gave Ukraine peace deals in 1994? I hear you, okay, but I'm not defending Trump. I need to make that very, very clear, okay, but the agreement and the security guarantees that were guaranteed in 94, it was signed by the US and by the UK and by Russia. Okay. Obama did sweet blow boggerel, to use a very kind of Afrikaans expression. He did zilch when Russia annexed Crimea. Okay. And they occupied areas of Luhansk and Donbass. Nothing. There were no
No, they did
repercussions.
something. They told
Yeah.
Ukraine to not fight. That's what
Exactly. Yeah. We had then the full-scale invasion happen, and we know Biden and Sullivan had their little escalation management problem. And we see how that has worked out. And Trump is continuing this trend. At the same end, we're looking at the UK, and I mean, the UK has been a bit of a better ally than America with what they have provided. And yes, I agree, Biden did not abandon it completely, but the drip feeding, there were times when he told...
What do you mean he didn't abandon it? 8 flippin' months. We sat without any flippin' rounds. How do you mean that's not abandonment? Come on, guys. It's easy to say, oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Yeah, who's paying with their lives for their decisions? Did you see how many Americans was killed in that 8 months? Yeah? How many? How many brothers and sisters have we lost? So start talking the truth. Start talking what is reality. Not what is in news, because that's bullshit. I've lost 32 brothers in that 8 months. Who's going to tell their families it's Biden's decision that caused that?
Or it's the Republicans in Congress.
Yeah,
It's
but they sit in their castles and dream houses and worry about the next billion that they're going to raise and spend on their kids. And it's not reality. It's not our reality. It's not how it works. Good question. Matt asked me. He hears there's a lot of desertion from the foreigners. And how do we deal with that? And how do we handle it? Matt, it's one of my biggest nightmares every flipping day. But our desertion rate is not as high as the legions. Yeah, but we do have it from time to time. But also, our selection process is totally different than the legion. And guys normally will go on to AWOL or something like that prior to arriving to our unit. Because once you've arrived to our unit, before I start doing advanced training with you, I am a veteran. I am quite capable of assessing your triggers in high stress situations. And I can guarantee you, I will tell you immediately, no, you're not built for this, go home. And I would rather have that guy going home, deserting, than being the cause of 2 or 3 of my brothers that lost their lives. And we had that. We had literally one of my Ukrainian big friends, you all knew him. We lost him because 2 cowards started running. And he tried to calm them down and paid with his life. So yeah, I would rather let them desert, to be honest.
yeah. I yeah, and don't have words for that. Yeah. I don't know. I remember you phoning me and telling me that he was killed, and I was just like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, by the way, he was a Ukrainian lieutenant. He wasn't even supposed to be there. But that's how we fight. Everybody fights.
Yeah. I do want to say, guys, I do not want us to focus too much on geopolitics, American politics, European politics, and which president promised more, who delivered more, what. Because at the end of the day, when we speak to the guys on the front, like Viper, like the guys he's lost, like the guys who are still working, who we speak with daily, our guys in the 67th who we work with, they do not give a damn. They do not have the time or the energy to be like, this is this president's fault. This is that president's fault. Danae, I see your...
We're literally fighting to stay alive, guys.
I see your question as well, right, Danae, about why Zelensky is letting people travel. For me, like, I look at it, Halina can have her opinion. I look at it and I say, I'm not Ukrainian. I'm not there. I don't have an opinion. Viper, I'm sure, can have his opinion on it as well. But the thing that I look at, because guys, Halina and I we help people, but we also turn down so many requests. We turned one down today, and then in the past month we've turned down 3 because we do not have the capacity. And when it comes down to that, then it does not matter which politician made what promise. It doesn't matter which country promised this. If it's not there on the ground and making a difference, it means nothing to me. The European Union and their delegation and everyone had their thoughts and prayers after the attack in Ternopil. What are the results going to be? So I know some people like to talk about it, and some people dedicate a lot of time to analyzing what politicians say. But for us to kind of in a way maintain our sanity, we don't talk about it because we are like, we cannot change that. What we can change is fundraising and buying the equipment that the guys need and doing our part to keep them alive. Because if I got stuck in just watching the news, reacting to it, or like, consuming all that news, I would have lost my mind by now. And I'm sure Viper and his guys are the same because they are focused on staying alive. They're in Pokrovsk. It is shit. It is absolutely, absolutely shit. Viper has spoken about the amount of guys that they've lost. And it is, and those are like, that's the ones we can talk about. But, and you guys are getting kind of a sanitized version of what is going on. So for us, we look at it and we say, yes, we see all of that happening. But it doesn't make a difference. They can promise it today, it's going to be cancelled in 2 weeks, or it's going to be promised, but it will only arrive in 3 years. Our guys need the support now. And I know it's not, I think in a way we all want there to be someone. We want there to be a politician or a hero in the story. We want there to be like one person who's going to be like, hey guys, I can solve this problem. There is no one person like that. That is why everyone in this community is so important, because everyone here is contributing to saving a life. That's what it comes down to. I mean, yes, there are the montages of Russians being killed with FPVs, but that a lot of people like to watch. But what it comes down to for Halina, and what comes down to for myself, is if our guys say, hey, we are alive because of this, and we know they were able to rotate out, they were able to go see their families again, then it doesn't matter what politician made what promise. And that's a very long rant to say, to kind of ask if we could keep geopolitics out of this, because at the end of the day, it means something bigger picture, but we're focused on the ground, the situation on the ground. Yeah, sorry, that was a long rant.
That's amazing, Jelenchika. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Halina.
It's just very funny that 2 weeks ago I was explaining the same word and it sounds like we discussed with you, but we didn't. I have the same vision.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Thoughts, vibes?
Thank you for all the guys that supports us so that we can do our work. And we cannot share always all details of what differences you make.
Yeah.
But there is 2 guys from the UK sitting with their families tonight. One in Manchester and one in, I think he's from London. They are alive because of your donations. They finished their contracts. They're back home. They're not dead. I see them in social media, and each time I see a new photo of them, it reminds me that, remember that day, that place, there, Project Constantine. That medical backpack saved that guy's life. That rep system saved that guy's life. If I have to tell you guys time and time again, we'll have a stream for days at end, and it will not stop. And by Project Constantine, I mean each donation. Each donation helps. A lot of littles make a lot. That's how it works. Every mountain had to be formed by the first grain of sand. That's how it works in life. It's a principle. And yeah, we're fighting. Are we tired? Yes, we are. For sure we are. But we continue. Because if we do not continue, who will continue? Nobody else. So that's why we're here. And like I say, Ukraine is a free country. It's freedom, it's free people. And we do not want our children to grow up under Russian occupation. For sure not. That's the biggest injustice I can do to not only my wife, but my daughter as well.
Yeah.
One of my daughters. The other one is in South Africa. We'll still import it to Ukraine.
I do just want to say thank you, Giancarlo, for the $12 that you donated.
Amazing. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. And then Matt Wood wants to know, is today the day of dignity and freedom in Ukraine? I think it is actually today, yes. And then also Johnny Wishbone, thank you for the 50 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. And also Johnny Netregard for the gifted membership that went to JJ Killers.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so guys, we are fundraising for a vehicle for Viper Skies. It is 15,000 USD. That includes the suspension. Okay.
Yes.
And this is
It
a vehicle
includes
that,
everything. It's not
except
just the
the rep
suspension.
system.
Yeah, but of course, rep systems are okay. They're not like $12,000, but they are expensive.
They're $4,000 to $5,000, guys, that you're looking at.
Yeah, but guys, it's a specific rep system that we utilize because we know that in our area of operations it works. I don't want to go into technical detail, but I can tell you that specific areas has got specific ranges that they use for FPV drones, and we need it tailor-made. It's like trying to fit a 8 shoe when you're an 8.5. Doesn't work. It will bother you all the time that you walk with that shoe. So it's exactly that.
I mean, also in this case, you will die. It's not just wearing an uncomfortable shoe.
You don't really. Yeah, the thing is, you don't really want to find out the rep system is not working.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Hey, Rick.
Hey,
Rick's here.
Hey.
Nice to have Rick. Rick, you missed my rant. You missed my rant.
You need to go back. We all had our moments.
We're still waiting for Halima to have her long rant.
My wife, no, she's de-stressed. She's good. She's good.
I'm sleeping.
She's sleeping because, yeah.
Because Russia.
I'm jet lagged.
You're still jet lagged? Mm-hmm. But you can't.
No, that's excuse for her to sleep, but don't worry. No, I love you, my love. I love you. You know that.
I like Rick being like, can anyone please clip Jana's rant for me?
Yeah, we had a couple. I think there's a couple of good shorts here, Jana.
Yeah, no, I know. There are quite a few.
Good shorts.
It's just weird because I have to look at my own face while editing it. And I'm like, when does this woman stop talking? And then I'm like, oh wait, never. That's me.
Never.
There's nothing wrong with that.
As long as I have something good to say, and it's not just like.
No, hey, listen. Now, if there was poo coming out of your mouth, we would have told you, hey, please just keep quiet.
I think Chad would have also told me like, hey, Jana, cut it.
No.
Also, Rick became a member. Thank you, Rick.
Oh.
Yay.
Yeah, so I did make a note here on something, Viper, while you were talking earlier. You spoke about Matt asked about the desertion rates and everything. And you said that you guys have quite a different selection process. Is that something you are able to elaborate on?
Yeah, so we recently had quite a bit of change within Ukraine. So how it used to work is guys would go through to 4th Battalion, International Legion. Like you ask, am I still part of the Legion? No, I'm not physically part of the Legion, but I do communicate a lot with them. So they would arrive, the Legion would have opened a file, personal folder for them, and then from there, check all the background, check everything. And I love you, my wife. In any case, so from there they would go through process and then go to basic training, and then so our selection has changed now. We actually pre-scan and pre-check all the guys ourselves now. It's the files, everything, background checks, everything is done by us, our brigade, and they are physically checked, they are mentally checked. That is for the guys that know my unit, Therma.
Guys, I just want to say Halina is really sleepy and she wants to go to bed. So, Halina, can you please say bye to everyone and then you can leave?
Yeah, thank you for this. It was amazing. Thank you for everyone who was so patient to be with us. I know it was interesting, but yeah, still. Thank you for your passion with Ukrainians during 4 years. It's not easy. Ask my husband, who been with me just 7 months.
What are you talking about? 9 months, and yes, I love every 9 months, every minute of the 9 months.
Guys
So
are so cute.
it's not easy
Okay.
to be with us. It's not easy to support because it's exhausting. To live in someone's pain, it's exhausting. I know, because it's my job also to do this. But it was good evening. Please take care about you, and God bless you. Bye.
Good night, Halinochka.
Good night, my love.
What I have to press here? Okay, I found.
I'll remove you. I'll remove you. Oh, she's fine.
Yeah, so
Okay.
coming back, the
Yeah.
selection process has changed.
Yeah.
So we now pre-screen this. They not going on a Legion contract then are transferred to us. They actually sign a contract directly with our brigade and our unit. So yeah, it's changed a lot.
And has that made it more difficult to get recruits?
Yes, because now we don't have the donor pool of Legion that's very well known without all the international people.
Mm-hmm.
But we work together with TTK in Lviv. We've got relationship with a lot of them. No, because the TTK is actually the people that you go to as a foreigner when you want to join the ZSU. I know TTK is a very bad reference for all Ukrainians because they hide from them. But for foreigners that wants to join, that's the ideal place that you can go to any TTK office right across Ukraine and sign up for a contract.
And getting guys, new guys who want to come in, is there a way you reach out to them? Because I know you were working on a website and then...
Yeah, we're
and
busy
then...
with a website. It's just, it's very crazy at the moment, guys.
Yeah, I mean, why is it crazy? I mean, it's just like you're fighting. Like, just make time, bro.
In
Just
the
make time.
one of the most difficult areas in Ukraine. I literally, Jana has now seen my setup at home. So I literally, straight through the night, will monitor what's going on the lines. I'm sitting literally with something next to me that shows me everything of movement and stuff like that. So it's part of life for now.
Guys, Viper doesn't, if his guys are rotating out, he does not go to bed until the guys are safely back home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just go sleep. He's like, no, they're rotating. And I'm like, you're not going to be able to do something.
No, I will be able to do something, for sure.
Well, okay, sorry.
Yeah. If there's a problem, we can quickly jump in and make a plan. That's why I don't go to bed.
Yeah. Okay, so Rick has a question. Viper, a serious question that you may ignore if you don't like to respond to. How critical is it to implement the accountability for the commanders who treat their personnel like cannon fodder?
Rick, yes, it's a difficult question. I just think it was way more difficult in the beginning of this war. We saw that there was a lot of guys with like a Russian mentality, because why? Most of the aged military men then that was in the command structure was actually schooled by the Russian military, so they had that indoctrination. But is it still a thing that we battle with? Probably yes, but that's why I've joined the unit that I've joined. I know the commanders. I mean, we've grown a lot over the period of my service with them, and so it's very important, especially for Ukrainians. It's difficult because they go into the reserve battalion, and the reserve battalion, you don't have a say. So if you come voluntarily to join the army as a Ukrainian, you can actually choose your unit. If TTK catches you and you are mobilized into the reserve battalion, then you don't have a choice anymore. So that's difficult. But I can just say from my experience that yes, does it still happen? I believe it does. But it's very important to the units. And from accountability perspective, it's actually sad that how can you hold somebody accountable? Sorry, guys, just one moment quickly.
He's probably going to yell at the dog. I think he's going to yell at the dog. Yeah. Oh, and Cheryl, thank you for the donation. I think I already said thank you, but I'm saying thank you again. Good night. Oh, no, sorry. I'm seeing Tracy's message now. Okay, sorry. Yeah, were you yelling at...
Sorry, guys. Let me just do this.
I just want to say, guys, with regards to the website, we had it done.
Sorry, guys. I'll be
then,
with you now.
Okay. We had it done, and then there was a change. So it's not it's kind of at this moment, there's a lot of input needed from the battalion side, and there's no time to get that done. So.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I can't hear you
swear?
guys. No, my earphone's disconnected, so I think it disconnected completely. Let me just change my audio. Output. Hallo.
Hallo, kan jy ons hoor?
Oei.
Wat fok?
Guys, I'm going to rejoin quickly. Yeah. That's okay. You sound like a school.
Oh my goodness, that was so funny. That was... Imagine lurking the stream and then you just hear that. Oh my goodness. Stop passing around the helium balloons. That is like helium balloons and caffeine. It reminds me of like the squirrel in... I forgot the story, but there's an animated story with... Over the Hedge. Reminds me of that squirrel. Yeah. Okay, just waiting for Viper, guys. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everyone who is here tonight on a Friday. You guys could have gone out and have fun, but instead here you are, watching us. Yes, Rick, at this moment, we only have the 1 subscription level on YouTube. I actually spoke to Andreas and Nikki to get... sorry, not Nikki. Andreas and Tanae to get some advice, because I felt bad because we don't offer anything. It's just like, hey, support us if you can. And then I'm like, levels? What do I even call the different levels? So I was lazy. I was like, one level. Andreas did suggest some names, so I'm going to implement that and then have some more levels. But I was like, what am I even going to think here? Tracy, what happened with the Facebook connection this time? Excellent question. When I pressed the go live button, I realized that it did not sync to Facebook, and then it was too late to do anything about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, we've got a little puppy, and it's potty training time, so I don't want to smack a bum. So she was like starting to sniff, and I know there's something following. So.
What's the guys? You should hear how creative Halina was with this name, right? So my golden retriever's name is Sky. Guess what their dog's name is? Piper, what's your dog's name?
Nebo.
And what does that mean in Ukrainian?
Chza, I don't know.
It means sky. Did you not know that?
No, it means horizon, actually.
No,
I'm
it means
joking.
sky. Halina was literally like, I'm going to use the same name, just translate it. I'm like, well done, well done.
Yeah, that is exactly. But Nebo is amazing dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've lost Bonya, so
Yeah.
for the guys that know and seen it on stream.
Bonya passed away. Yeah. So
sorry, I just wanna. Sorry, guys, I had to change my setup a little bit, but yeah, okay, cool. I can see. No, it means sky. Yes, Rick, I know.
He was making
Viper
a dumb
was
dad
busy.
joke.
Yeah, I was busy answering Rick's question. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
So Rick, yeah, does it still happen? I believe it does. Within the ZSU, we're not perfect army, but I can also tell you that there's a lot of structure also placed into the armed forces of Ukraine with the Army Plus and DIA system, where there's way better control than there was 3.5 years ago when the full-scale invasion started. So there is accountability, and you'll see that there's a lot of movements within command structures and higher command and medium command and lower command. And I believe that, is it 100%? No, I don't think so. But is it better? For sure, if I have to put a number to it, probably about 40%, 40% better than it used to be.
So there is improvement.
Yeah, there's improvement, and we're getting better and better and better and better, for sure.
I do just want to say thank you to Adam for the gifted membership. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Rick, do you have a follow-up question? Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, no problem, brother, for you anytime.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just the unit that you join. I mean, you need to find your home. I've said it many, many times when we have discussions. I've been offered command positions in other units that's also foreign, but I will not move home because this is where my happy place is. I've worked hard, and we as a battalion has worked hard to get to where we are. And we will continue working hard.
Yeah, you've worked hard and campaigned hard to get what you do. Rick, thank you for the 5 gifted. Oh my word.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing as well, is getting, I want to say, like, almost in a sense, getting invested in the group you're in. And I don't know if that's something, I think maybe you can elaborate this on this a bit more. Where it is, no, Rick, you didn't break it. People got the gifted. I don't think you broke it. But you know, there are good units that I've heard about, and I'm like, then I speak to the people. I'm like, why did you leave this unit? They're like, no, that's a good unit. It just wasn't a good culture fit. And I think that applies to like the same way how you would have a job and it's not the right fit. Viper, you've been
It's
fighting
still
since.
it's still a job. So yes, and it's about the culture and it's about the type of people. I am really wrong about guys joining our unit. There is some guys which I can tell you, like I speak to you sometimes about it. I say, yeah, this guy is gonna be good. And there's guys that join and then I can just see, oh shit, this is gonna be difficult for 6 months. But at the end of the day, it's trying to let them adjust. And then there's the surprises. I probably 10 of the guys that I've trained, which really surprised me. And but you sit with, like in life, you sit with employees that's brilliant, that's just got a mind for your business, and they grow and they flourish. And you sit with employees that's just waiting for a paycheck, and it's normally those guys. So I mean, we've built a lot of structure within our unit, within our company. Do we still fight cat and dog? Yes, we do, because we love each other and we want to be the best. But we also understand each other better, and it's sometimes I think it's just like rather the devil you know than the devil you don't. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, the unit itself, it's a good unit, guys. We've been, and I can tell you, we've operated in very difficult areas in the past and now, and my losses is still 6 people. It's 6 people. That's what it is. And I mean, that's over a span of 15 months, 14 months.
Yeah.
It's a good number. And because we care and we like to fight and keep our guys. Andy Brand.
Yes.
Okay.
So those of you watching on Twitter, the question Rick has is, Viper, what do you think about the expensive Gevartis anti-drone guns? Did you have the chance to use one or heard of the experience from other units?
Okay, so the gun that you speak about weighs about 8 kilograms. So if you take in consideration that at a rotation you normally carry around about fully ammoed, fully everything, around about anything between 30 to 40 kilograms. So you can imagine what additional 8 kilograms are going to feel like. I mean, that's almost a third of your weight that you carry. And the problem with that is, yes, you can sling it. Okay, so it hangs on your neck and your shoulders, but so is your backpack, so is your plate carrier. So I just honestly think that they're quite heavy. Yeah, you can deliver it with a vampire for sure. It's 8 kilograms. But the other question that I've got is battery life of the unit. That's very important. And the other thing is, what can you use? Because I know they're very expensive. So how many drone backpacks can I use that's got the same function or creates the same bubble? Yes, they're not directional like the gunnies. I understand that. But also, that gun, if you get hit by an FPV that's optic, what you going to do? That gun is lost. It's gone. Which we've lost. We've lost backpacks with our people. Like, for instance, my guys had a backpack in a position. They received direct artillery strike, and the whole piece where the backpack was got caved in. So they couldn't dig it out. So what then? Then there's $12,000 or how many, 8 or 10 or whatever the cost is gone. It's null and voided. So what do you do then? So my philosophy, and it's only it's my experience, and I've worked a lot with rep systems because we do use them a lot. You've got two types of drones you need to worry about. A Mavic is not something you're going to really see because the Russians parks them in the middle of a field and you cannot get to them. They just they've got the camera, they've got the capability to zoom in very good and scan, and so you're not going to hit that. Your basic need is three things. It's either artillery that is also sent by the Mavic to tell where the positioning is to where they throw. It's by FPV or FPV drone. So FPV drone with a normal backpack, we found that you can switch on and off. So what you do is you don't keep electronic signature, because if you keep electronic signature, it's going to be a problem. You're going to receive some artillery. So what we normally do is my guys walk with it and they switch on, it drops, switch off, and then move, because you can't stay in that area also if you drop it, because they know exactly where it is. And also FPVs do self-destruct, guys. It's reality. As soon as signal is broken or the line is cut from an FPV, it will explode. So talking about that then. So would I rather prefer, and that's my personal opinion, again, it's not the opinion of other people, would I rather have 4 backpacks for the same amount of money and I can help 4 teams and have 4 people safe than 1 team with 1 gun? That's the question. And if I draw that conclusion, that's my opinion.
Okay, so Rick says, do they work? I just need to know if it's working. I totally agree.
No,
it's a
they
waste
work,
of money
but
comparing to the backpack.
yeah, but again, guys, yes, these things work. They do work. But there is somebody that needs to, yes, you drop it with a vampire, but eventually the battery needs to be recharged. You need to have logistics in place for that thing to be able to work.
When it comes to, I have a question, and then I'll get to Andreas's question. But when it comes to making these decisions about what anti-drone systems you use, right? Ultimately, in the company or in the battalion, who does that decision lie with?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's operational security.
Okay, cool.
That you want to ask now.
I didn't know. I was just like, this would be okay.
It's not one person's decision. There's standard operating procedures and things that is built over experience, and it's done by multiple people, and that's been put together, and then
Okay.
decisions
Let me
gets made on that.
rephrase my question a bit. It's not that one guy can be like, hey, I want this, but everyone else is using this. There's a whole process that needs to be done before that decision is made. It's not like one guy can be like, yeah, this is what we're getting. Okay, so that's my thing. Then Andreas wants to know, I would love to hear
the net guns.
Yes.
Net guns works very well, okay, and has been used quite a bit. And that's what I can say about it. It works for both optical, but also the problem is range with them. So they're within 30 meters. You can only strike with a net gun within 20 to 30 meters. So it's normally a better thing if you do not have the caging around your vehicle like we do, to take a net gun on the back of the vehicle, and one guy actually just sits with that. So we've protected our vehicles with that. To utilize it within the operations when guys are rotating or on position, we tell them not to do. They don't use it. Because again, you're sitting with a pinpointed accuracy when you drop that drone. That's going to explode. That's going to tell the Russians you've just used a net gun. They know you within 30 meters or 40 meters within that proximity. You're going to get artillery a lot very quickly.
I think
there's a fine balance. I want to try and explain. There's a fine balance between utilizing technologies and movement. It's a game we play a lot. as technology evolves, we need to we need to balance it the whole time. The whole time. It's a cat and mouse game all the time. I would rather prefer my guys win on a rotation to play hide and seek because they get good at it. Especially with the amount of drone activity that's around you. It's not easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you point out a good thing that a lot of times people think, yeah, it's just a drone and it's just the drone that's a threat. The fact is, these drones are also observing and they call in artillery. So that is, we're not just dealing with drones. You still have artillery going on.
Yeah, and I promise you, they just became very accurate because now you've got pinpoint coordinates.
Yeah.
So we used to say like a year, 2 years ago, it was a 3-count strike. So you would have 1, 100 meters from you, 2 would be like 40, 50 meters from you, and the third one would hit. But but now it's not that anymore, guys. It's not.
Mhm.
Is the highest kill rate still drones? Yes, more than artillery. But I promise you, it's not only about fatalities, it's also about concussions, things like that, which TBIs, which is very real for us. Viper, do you think it'll make a net much bigger to make it shoot on a longer range?
Yeah, so would you need a
Yeah,
bigger
but
net to shoot long range?
I don't think it's about the net. The explosive they use with the net gun is quite strong, but it's about accuracy because you've got wind resistance in the forming of the net. So the problem that you sit with is you need to design an aerodynamical system so that the net stays together for a longer period of time. Because remember how it works now is it shoots as a arrow pretty much and opens up the more it travels. So is it possible? Yes, I think it would be possible. And I can tell you, when the FPV is diving, because they've got a unique sound when they start diving towards you, it's difficult to hold steady and shoot at 20, 30 meters. I can guarantee you that. I've experienced it firsthand. It's not so easy.
Yeah. Andrea says, shit, that is so effed up. You shoot and you get hit by big guns. So it's such a strange way to do things now. And I think, I think that's a very good point, Andreas. It's really, you've got drone warfare, you've got quote unquote traditional old school warfare, and then you have World War I trenches, and all of that is combined.
No,
and working.
There's no such thing as World War I trenches anymore. Nobody can form a trench that looks like the trenches in 2023, 2024.
Okay, not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Okay.
It's not that anymore. Because of drones. So you
I know
can't
because of drones. I'm just like, explain.
Yeah, so you can't ask somebody to form a position and start digging because you could do that a year and a half ago. Now there's no way you're going to do that. With thermal technology and things like that, you'll be detected when you are 30 centimeters deep. So it's about hide and seek. There's ways that we do and ways that we work and technologies that we use, but yeah, it's not so easy. There's no more huge. They are still there. But not so much. There's no more 10 guys in a trench line that's 100 meters. It's not realistic. Where the line stabilized for the last year, yes, you'll find them. So there is in Procross area, there is some of those trenches, but it's not that common anymore. You're talking about a bondage or a foxhole or something which you utilize.
Sure. It's sorry. It's
okay.
Crazy.
Are you ready to?
I'm also ready to go to bed.
Okay.
Guys,
I'm ready to work again.
You've been working this whole time. But you're going to
Yeah, but
work on
now
the one that
real work.
actually pays you a salary. Got it, got it. Not just the
What
people
salary?
who.
What are you talking about?
Okay, guys, I do want to remind you once again, we're fundraising for a vehicle for $15,000. We also still have the raffle going on for the signed
RPG 22.
donkey. So the signed RPG 22. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Friday. And then also have an awesome weekend. And remember, Rick is streaming Free Yourself on Sunday, and then he has a Sunday stream. So go check that out as well. But that's for Sunday, but like bookmark it. Okay, guys, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Vibes, thank you so much. I know you're tired.
All good.
I appreciate it so much. And then all our viewers, all our donors, you guys are amazing. We would not be able to do any of the things we're doing without you. And the fact that we are able to help the guys are because of you. And also, Andreas, thank you for the 30 euros that you just sent.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, guys. Keep on helping Ukraine. Keep on going on. Do not watch too much news. It's just a bunch of bullshit that fills your mind with a lot of crap. Because all of them that's talking are full of crap. And you can hear the crap coming out of their mouth. Stay strong. Look at the streams that you look at, get first-hand information, and make sure that when we throw a party, when we win, you come to Ukraine. Be blessed. God bless all of you, your families, and keep safe.